Hey, this is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good Friday morning. We are finally done with the first week of November, meaning we got like 3 weeks of school left before finals. Don't stress, it's all good.
But it also means that only a few more weeks, and then it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Jeez, fast forward, yeah.
But I'm just saying that there's things to look forward to. It's not just like final exams,
I'm kind of mad winter is here, though. Like, seeing my breath when I was getting here this morning, I was like, oh no, this is sad.
2 days ago, people were wearing short sleeve. I don't understand what's going on right now. That was wild. I was sweating, walking around. It was 2 days ago.
It was 60, I think, right?
Yeah.
No, there were boys outside throwing the football.
Yep, I was throwing frisbee. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to App.
Yeah.
Well, we got a really, really cool show. We have another brand new special guest, and this one's a very, very special guest because this is our producer, Nicole. Say hello, Nicole. She's
I'm not real.
Yeah, so we're really happy because we've wanted to have her on the show for so long, and she's finally been able to sit down and join us today with all of our Morning App goodness. So thank you for
I feel like
stopping
I
by.
snuck onto the cool kids table and I wasn't supposed to, and someone's gonna come in and yank me out. I was like, you are not allowed to be.
Oh, she's like, the Alabama game got canceled. Okay, get out. No, we're good.
No.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have new people, new voices, new personalities and all that jazz. We actually got to go to a etiquette dinner that was being held. They basically, you go there and they teach you how to eat really fancy, because you know how some plates will have 20 forks and spoons and all that stuff, and they teach you how to work your way down and kind of what you're supposed to do and how to be businessy.
And use the proper utensils.
What was that like for you? What was your table like?
I didn't actually have an adult, so all the other tables had an adult there, and I wasn't supposed to be at that table, but someone sat in my seat, so they kicked me to the extra table. So I was sitting there. I know it was kind of weird, but there was no adult there, so it was just the kids. They're like, okay, we can speak freely, but it was very fancy, and everybody was like, are you confused? Because I'm confused. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun. We got food. The food wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
The cheesecake was good.
But it was important. It was some good lessons learned. I mean, the thing about etiquette eating is that it's not about how you eat the food. It's about how you build a relationship between the person that's, if your boss is taking you out to eat, how do you properly have a dinner with them to make a good impression and learn something from them and build a business relationship with them. So that's something interesting. I never thought about.
I always have the problem if I'm trying to talk to someone while I'm eating, that I'll just talk the whole time and then wow, look, there's still a whole plate of food here that's gone cold because I forgot about it.
You'll just starve.
So then I think it's really hard to find that balance of okay, talking and also eating, but then it's just, I don't know.
It's true.
Hard.
Well, they also said so every table, we all got set into random tables with different people. I actually got the same table with Josh. Thank God. It would have been so awkward if I was by myself. Yeah, and every table had somebody that was a professional that was sitting at the table with you to answer questions, teach you stuff. And the person that was at my table said that you always want to eat something before you go out to eat, in case the food is bad, in case you don't have time to eat everything.
Yeah.
Just have something prepared, maybe 30 minutes before, something light, so that you're not hungry.
Yeah.
Oh.
They also said you should kind of try to ask questions so you get the time to eat. So you distract the other people by
smart.
yeah.
It's like a card game. It's
Yes,
crazy.
a
It was interesting. It's you play your move.
So tell me your whole life story, and then you're just
Yeah.
shuffling it away.
Self-preservation.
Jeez, that's really hard. Wow, okay. So
Yeah.
it's like its own little mind game, I guess.
It is the
eat.
biggest game.
Wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
But you also you can't fail. You can't spill something on yourself. So you have to be very
no.
careful about the way you eat your soup.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. There's a super specific way to
where
eat soup.
that's where
I
I
had
go
no
out.
idea. So you're supposed to apparently, you take the spoon, you hold it I don't know how to describe this without
Okay.
You hold it like horizontal, right?
Yes.
Like you kind of just like a pencil almost at the very end.
Delicately.
Delicately.
Like there's
And
Yeah.
you want to sit up straight and you want to like tilt it so that the spoon is going in. You never want to dunk it. You
you don't
want
want
to
to splash it on yourself.
right.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then you want to kind of scoop the top layer, and then you want to like in a circular motion pull it away from you, and then you go in, and then you
Because the time that it's spent like away from you, like going away from you and coming back towards your face, it's supposed to let whatever was gonna drip, so it doesn't drip on you.
Interesting.
Wow.
It's a science.
This is a lot to think about.
it's hardcore. I mean it's something to maybe look up. I'm sure you can find something on YouTube to figure this stuff out, but it's probably good to know because
And then the proper place settings, like if you were to go out or like if you were having people over at your place, you should know which side, like where your water is supposed to go and where your bread is supposed to go because there's a right answer.
how to eat your bread. That was a big deal.
What?
Yeah, so you don't eat it like a caveman. You tear off a piece of it and eat a very tiny bite. They also emphasize eating small bites so you can finish quickly if someone does ask you a question, so you don't like choke on your food.
Yeah, true. So you're not just like holding up like a finger, like hold on, hold on.
But the salad was the weirdest thing.
It's awful. Eating salad in front of people is awful.
I'm
Salad,
sure.
there's like different styles of eating salad.
What?
There's different like I don't know how to explain. There's an
Is salad
American
just
style.
salad?
Yeah, come on, man. What?
Was that for salad or was that for the entree?
That was for the salad. There's an American style, there was a European style, and then there was a zigzag style.
They did
weird?
talk about. I thought.
Yeah.
What? Hold on.
Wait,
How many?
Like it's
that
like
right?
fingers are
martial
you using?
arts.
Oh.
You know?
Are you just do you just have a fork?
A fork and a knife, they said. So they said if the salad is
salad?
done correctly, it's supposed to be small enough that you don't need to
Okay.
have
A knife.
a
but
knife, but
You
you
take
might need it.
You use a knife for salad then.
I didn't
Are you,
think.
like,
I thought that
breaking
was for the
apart?
entree.
Oh, what?
I don't know
I don't
what was
know.
happening. I
No,
was
I'm
just like,
confused.
Okay, are you guys like breaking
Justin
apart
and I
the
are trying to
leaves?
learn here.
Yeah, you have to go through your own
If
etiquette course.
you might want to. I mean, if the leaf is
Okay.
so big that
Yeah.
you can't fit
That
it
makes
comfortably
sense.
onto your fork and then into your mouth because it's covered in dressing, so you're just
Yeah.
going to get dressing all over your
Okay,
head.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
you want to go to an etiquette course whenever?
Let's
is
go,
this like
Justin.
open to
Yep.
the public?
I don't know.
Or is
It
this
might have
for
been just a
class?
one-time thing that they were doing.
They should
but
probably have it next semester.
They got
You
it.
should go though. I mean,
Yeah.
the food is decent. It's a life
free?
skill. You should. It's free.
Oh, yeah, it's
a
free.
life skill you should probably have.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. There we go.
we
Let's
went
be
because of
fancy.
our we were taking management, which is like our capstone class, and so it's just like something we got to do to know how to be professional and stuff. But I mean, it was very useful to know.
It was also better to be there in a pack like we were. I feel like the other people were there like just because like they saw it as by chance, like the freshmen. So maybe they were there alone and they didn't know anybody there. But we knew like 20 people, so we were like,
yeah.
we're kind of okay. We might know one person at our table.
We're somewhat okay. We have 20 people around us. We're
my
good.
goodness.
We'll be.
Well, yeah. So hey, if you want to learn how to be more professional, I guess in these eating settings, because I mean, you might have to know at some point in your life, maybe YouTube it or just wait till next semester, because I'm sure they're going to have another session like that. But stick around, because after this break, we are going to be talking about why we think people hate country music so much.
We'd like to introduce you to App TV's original program, Pixel Peek.
Pixel Peek is a weekly news show covering the video game industry. Everything from the most recent announcements to hot topics and controversies are covered by us, your hosts.
Pixel Peek is also your home for interesting and objective game reviews and in-depth analysis of the industry's biggest names.
You can watch Pixel Peek every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on watchapptv.com or on any of these TV channels.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you come back to visit us here on
Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. We'll see you here.
Hello, I'm Ozzy Ostwald, the host of Religion and Life on App TV. Join me as we discuss topics and issues surrounding all things related to religion every Sunday at 9 a.m. Tune in and join us every week for an insightful episode of Religion and Life.
I'm Susanna Cordigy.
I'm Annie Jones.
And I'm Faith Hatton.
And I'm Natalie Broom, and we're the hosts of the Appalachian Update. Your weekly rundown of what's going on around campus, brought to you by your student-run newspaper, The Appalachian. Tune into App TV on Spectrum, Skybest Cable, or watchapptv.com every Saturday at 1:30 to hear the latest on-campus news, arts and entertainment, and sports stories. You can also pick up our newspapers every Friday at the nearest newsstand. However you get your news, the Appalachian Update has you covered.
Y'all know no one watches this, right? Shh.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
Why do people hate country music so much?
Oh no. What's it with you and accents, man? Come on.
Here's the thing. Okay, this has happened, I feel like, to everyone. At some point, somebody asks, what kind of music do you like, right? Mm-hmm. And almost 7 out of 10 times, people will usually say, oh, I listen to everything except country.
Yep.
You know, which is interesting to me. I'm like, whoa, hold up. What was the one thing about country that you know, if you listen to everything, if you're really open-minded, what makes country so bad? Because I've gotten into country since like summertime. Basically, when I was at my internship, I was driving back and forth a lot, right? And you run out of music eventually, you know. So I was like, you know, let me turn up to the country radio station. Let me just give it a try. Let me go for it. And at first it was like, oh, I can't do this. But then, you know, gave it a little bit more time. And I was like, all these songs are almost like a parody of themselves. It's so weird. It's like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. But then the more and more I thought about that, I started to kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like, I knew that the beer references were coming. I knew that the truck references were coming. The skin-tight jeans and the driving in the moonlight, kicking up dust, all that stuff. I was like, and it became a thing where it was like, oh, there it is. There's that reference, you know.
It's like bingo.
Yeah. And so
oh my God.
I have a theory I have a theory. I think the
Okay.
reason why people don't like country is because they take it too seriously.
Nope.
Do you know what I mean?
I really want to know what Justin's going to
Okay.
say, because this whole
Hey.
time he's been shaking his head and putting his, like,
Okay.
head in his hands.
Country music, it goes like all the way back to like high school for me. Like I get like weird PTSD for some reason. Like
What?
I don't know. Like I'll be like driving to high
Who hurt
school.
you?
And I'm getting there. Like I'll just like remember like getting there like 7 o'clock every morning. And then like all the guys and their big trucks and loud music, and it wasn't even like the loud music, just like revving up their engine and then like blasting the country music. Then they'll pop out their cars, the boots and the skin tight jeans and everything. I don't know. Like I think I just associated those people with the music, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. The dip, I don't know, the big trucks. I just couldn't do it. And then it just feels really repetitive. You know, like it's just all about, like you said, in the moonlight with your moonshine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just.
But I think that's why
Something about the
people
culture
like
of
it.
Really?
I think that's I mean, I think I can defend. I think that's the reason why people enjoy it, is because they don't take it that seriously, and it's so rooted within its own like subculture that it's just fun to listen to, and like a lot of the songs. I don't know. There are some songs that are just so ridiculous, like the stories in them. There's a song about a guy who goes to a bar, meets an old man, and they chat for a little bit, right? And then they have a really good time, and then he goes home and he reads like the newspaper, and he sees that the man passes away, and that the old man is like a millionaire, and that instead of giving his inheritance to his kids, he gives it to the guy that he met at the bar. And so the guy at the bar at the end of the song goes to this dude's grave and he puts a 6-pack next to it. That's like
I hate
that's
this.
so
Okay.
you will never get that in another song.
You're
and so
right.
I don't know.
See,
I find enjoyment in it.
My thing with country is I've talked about this on the show before, but I used to do clogging, and so it's like it was solely my like clogging teacher. She only let us dance to bluegrass. And so bluegrass is actually one of those that like super underrated, because the instrumentality, like the musicians you have to be so good to be able to play bluegrass well, and it's so impressive just to listen to. Like I think it's really cool. I mean, I don't like listening to it a bunch, but like it's something that is so underrated. But yeah, and so then I grew up listening to country. Why are you looking at me like this, Justin?
You said
Come
like
on,
country is like underrated, and I was like, whoo, I
He
think
looks
it's
so
super
pained right now.
overrated, but like, hey.
No, I'm saying bluegrass.
Bluegrass.
Country. I feel like there's certain kinds of country that are underrated. There's some that I think, like I don't know. It just seems like it's all repetitive, and that they're just not trying. Like, you can see where they're almost holding back because they want radio play. Where it's like, okay, I know that these musicians are good, and like they have the platform to be able to just wail away on those guitars, but yet here they are, like holding back and making it almost too pop or too mainstream.
That's what I was going to say, because I feel that originally they start out and they're very careful about their craft and the songwriting that they use. Like Nashville songwriting is very they very deep in levels, and they try to tell stories and they try to be very confessional. But as they try to get more success, they do try to kind of gear that towards having some sort of pop or something that would be commercially successful. So they kind of throw away some of that and go with the tropes of the beer and
There
like
are
the
some
hype songs, the party songs.
yeah, and then they all sound the same. They've got like the same beat, but it's like country pop. It's not like it's not traditional country anymore. They're just trying to get the radio airplay that
It's
they
almost
need
like
to be successful.
it's just meant to be in the background, you know. There are definitely some songs. There's one that I really like. So if you ever the country radio, you know, there's always going to be like a format. So they'll have like one that's exactly like that. Then they'll have something more bluegrass or folky that's not the most countryest sounding thing. And then they hit you with like one really emotional song that, I mean, there's one called
country songs, man, they'll get you sometimes.
No one can be as emotional as a country song can be.
Yeah, they go. They're pretty
because
hardcore
they
with
just
their
don't
lyrics.
hold back. Yeah,
If there's a heartbreak song, or if there's like a revenge type breakup song, there's no one can do it better.
What's that one song by
Carrie
that
Underwood?
Australian guy?
Keith Urban?
Yeah, it's like Tonight I'm Just Gonna Cry or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are country singers okay?
No.
There's also
Very emotional.
I love that 5 More Minutes by Scotty McCreery. I don't know if you heard it, but that
I
that
think
song.
Scotty's good.
I think I
That's a
know
good
which one you're
song.
talking
He's a
about.
good boy.
That song makes you go, wow, that's that's me. That's intense.
I was going to ask, is there like a specific country song that like turned you? Like, was there a turning point?
Dude, probably People Are Crazy by Billy
Currington.
Billy Currington. That song is it's just so ridiculous to me. It's just I thought it was so funny that eventually I just found enjoyment in it because of that.
But like good pieces of media are supposed to make you feel all things. Like if they make you sad or if they make you laugh, like that's how you know something is good. But country radio is the reason I thought radio was cool in the first place was because I was listening to country in middle school. I was like, this is so cool.
But every now and then there are just like some songwriting gems. Like if you took the lyrics outside of the music, you know, you have a really, really good pop song, basically.
Like If I Died Young by the band Perry, like it was successful on country for a while, but then the pop people heard it and they were like, this is such a good song. The country pop like crossover stuff, like that's how you know it was like good songwriting.
And that's why Taylor Swift's, I think, such a good songwriter.
You are because she's a Nashville songwriter. That's very true.
Like she has to be really good with painting these stories and painting these pictures and, you know.
Controlling her narrative and the way she tells everything that's like very confessional. That's so Nashville.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I also see how it's not for everyone. Actually, it's funny when you go like outside of the U.S. My friends and I visited Hong Kong about 2 years ago, and a lot of people liked country. I guess for the same reason.
Well, stuff in Ireland, like Ed Sheeran, like there are pieces of that like the instrumentation is very similar. Like it came from that originally.
I am so unrelatable. You know, I'm going to spend a day listening to Underwood or Taylor Swift, like old Taylor Swift, though, I guess. I'll give that to you
Before
guys
She Cheats.
Before She Cheats is awesome.
Iconic.
That's such a good, like, even if you're not in an angry
you love that song.
It's something, like, it'll just get, like, you can feel the emotions. Like, young, like, however old I was when the song came, probably like 12 or something, me, like, who had never experienced any, like, I don't know, any anger like that. Was just like, yes, this song.
Get your Louisville Slugger and just smash that car.
Well, Justin, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Our next song is a country song. It's called People Are Crazy, Bill Currington, because we're doing a Guilty Pleasures theme today on the morning app. But stick around. We're going to be talking about eating pizza with a fork after the break.
What's up, guys? The A Game is here to give you highlights and updates for everything App State sports. I'm Austin Lopp.
And I'm Gray Salter, and you can catch us here every Monday at 8 p.m. giving you the best coverage for all Mountaineer sports. You'll see in-depth reporting on the sidelines, including athlete interviews and Player of the Week.
We want you to be part of the Q&A game every week. Join us on channel 23.3 on App State's campus and 198 for Spectrum customers.
Be sure to join us right here on the only App State sports show, The A Game, on App TV.
Pixel Peak is App TV's very own video game news show. Hot topic discussions, objective game reviews, and much more, all right here on Pixel Peak.
To watch, tune to any of these TV channels or watch apptv.com at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. We hope you enjoy your time at Pixel Peak.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30 here on The Academics, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. Join us on Channel 20 and 1020 for SkyBest customers, Channel 198 for Spectrum customers, and Channel 23.3 on App State's campus. We'll see you here.
So I'm the new nightly news producer. Jamie can be a little much to handle, but it's fine because I can sass him as much as I want and not get fired. Watch This Is App TV so I can go home and hang out with my cat.
Hey, should somebody mic me up? All right. Anybody?
on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
All right. Who eats pizza with a fork and knife?
That would be me.
Apparently, it's a controversial topic. Apparently,
it's not really that controversial. I just think there's like a very, like, I don't know how there's like two people like that actually do it in the same room right now, but it's very rare. Me and Katie are like actually like.
It's that etiquette dinner. It's messed with their minds. It's poisoned them.
You did go to the etiquette dinner too, so I'm just like, I don't know like where this came from.
That's fair. That's fair. They were already.
I think I used to
poisoned.
like jokingly like cut up pizza at like the kiddie table, like at cookouts as a kid. But like other than that, never.
No, the only time I do it is if the pizza's too hot to hold in your hand and I'm impatient.
That too.
You know what I mean?
But like regular pizza cutters, I don't get them. I don't know why they're here in the studio right now either.
Here are my exceptions for like. I will not eat a pizza with a fork and knife if it's a very, very thin pizza. You know, like a New York style pizza. It just doesn't make sense, right? Or if it's ever served like on a paper plate. I feel like those are the two things to say, like, if you eat this with a fork and knife, you are disrespecting the culture of pizza.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I'm at like a Mellow Mushroom or a Capone's or a restaurant where I'm sitting down, you know, and there's like a plate, I'll use a fork and knife because usually those are pretty greasy. They're pretty like the cheese is like extra cheesy. I want to make sure I get all the cheese and I wrap it around the fork and I get all of the goodness so so that the pieces aren't falling off because I like getting a lot of toppings.
So what made you guys start this?
I don't. Okay, let me defend myself.
Okay.
I do not do it regularly. If I am in public, I will do it because I don't want to be watched. But if I'm in the privacy of my home, then I will enjoy my pizza with my hands. That's fine. If I get to wash my hands beforehand, that's cool. I'll eat it with my hands. But if I'm out in public, no, I don't want. I mean, I don't want people like when you're eating something that's just awkward because you're just like eating it like a caveman or something, you know. I don't know.
Is that what we are to you, cavemen?
Yeah. No.
y'all got Geico.
You're just braver than I am.
Oh, okay. Hey.
You're brave.
See, my thing is, I'll usually it's all about impatience for me because I'm just a very impatient person sometimes.
Yes, you are.
And so, okay.
JK, another segment. Keep going. Okay.
Okay. And so, so I'll start out with like a fork, right? If it's too hot to like hold in my hands, but then it gets to the point where it's like too much work to be like cutting out each piece. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use it eat it with my hands because I don't have the patience.
I see.
I'm an impatient person too. That's why I also agree with you right there.
Okay, cool.
So that's the only reason I would actually eat pizza with a fork and knife. But what's when was it that you guys realized hey, I'm comfortable being in public and using a fork and knife and having people stare at you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more embarrassing.
It is. It takes
some honesty.
It's wow, look at this extra person over here.
That would be me. I'd be like, okay, what's wrong with that person?
Oh my God.
I think it was just I was around. Okay, so I was around people I trusted. Right, I was in a comfortable situation, and I was at a restaurant. And I just remember, I think I got something with a whole bunch of toppings, and the toppings, I committed to trying to eat first with my hands.
Oh.
And everything kept falling off. And I was like, this isn't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to enjoy this pizza, and it's just my hands are on fire, getting greasy. Let me just grab this fork and knife, pick up, the meat and the veggies that I just dropped out of my pizza, slap it on the next slice.
Because you can't waste it.
Yeah, exactly. And all of a sudden, I don't know, it just changes the whole experience. You get to slow down the pizza, Because if you eat it too fast, then it's gone.
I've never heard that.
Okay, but the other thing is when I'm eating pizza, it's usually I'm very hungry by the time
the pizza arrives.
You know what I mean? Because pizza is one of those things that it's the best when you're super hungry because it's just shoveling it in. And so I can't be patient at that time and wait and savor each little piece. I can't do it.
It takes control, bud. I mean,
I apparently don't have that control.
You can try it once. I mean, I would definitely not do it at home. If somebody orders a pizza delivery, I'm not gonna be hey, do you have a fork and knife?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna eat it.
Can you imagine?
That, you guys were doing.
No.
Inconveniencing people.
Yeah. With a cloth napkin.
Hey,
put it on your lap.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
We have the fork and knife.
I was really scared. I'm happy that both of you gave me logical explanations. So
yeah. No, I mean it makes sense. I think it's one of those things that you can do both. I don't know, it doesn't have to be you're an either or kind of person. That there's some instances that call for either one.
Depending on the environment. I remember a couple years ago, I think it was John Kasich, but like he ate his with a fork and knife and people just like destroyed him. They were so upset about it. And I was like, well, one, he's wearing a really nice outfit. So like he might not want to spill that on his like nice suit. Two, he probably doesn't want to put his germy hands on it because he's been shaking a lot of hands. And like you think about the germs if you haven't had time to wash your hands.
That's true. Oh, dude, at App too. Like if you're in a college town and people will wash their hands in the bathroom or anything.
Exactly.
I mean,
so you don't want to put your disgusting hands that have touched all of the doorknobs and the hands and all of the germs. So you don't want to put that on your pizza in your hands. So that's probably my biggest thing. But also for him, he was probably in an environment where there were a lot of photographers and important people staring at him. They probably didn't want to see him do something embarrassing, like have food in his teeth or something.
Yeah.
Well, self-preservation, y'all.
There's a reason for everything, you know. I mean, you can always try it once, but you don't have to. You know, it's just a matter of preference because that's the beautiful thing about pizza. You can make it whatever you want. You can put pineapples on it, or you don't. Or you
That's
can
a
hate
topic for a
pineapple.
different day.
Another day.
Do you know what I mean? It's such an incredible world to be a pizza lover. Maybe we should have some pizza at Thanksgiving. Man, I would love to have some pizza at Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
Stick around because after this short break, we're going to be talking about cuffing season and about breaking up before Thanksgiving. Apparently, this is a thing. So stick around on the Morning App.
We'd like to introduce you to App TV's original program, Pixel Peek.
Pixel Peek is a weekly news show covering the video game industry. Everything from the most recent announcements to hot topics and controversies are covered by us, your hosts.
Pixel Peek is also your home for interesting and objective game reviews and in-depth analysis of the industry's biggest names.
You can watch Pixel Peek every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on watchapptv.com or on any of these TV channels.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you come back to visit us here on
Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. We'll see you here.
Hello, I'm Ozzy Ostwalt, the host of Religion and Life on App TV. Join me as we discuss topics and issues surrounding all things related to religion every Sunday at 9 a.m. Tune in and join us every week for an insightful episode of Religion and Life.
I'm Susanna Cornegie.
I'm Annie Jones.
And I'm Faith Hatton.
And I'm Natalie Broom, and we're the hosts of the Appalachian Update. Your weekly rundown of what's going on around campus, brought to you by your student-run newspaper, The Appalachian. Tune into App TV on Spectrum, Skybest Cable, or watchapptv.com every Saturday at 1:30 to hear the latest on-campus news, arts and entertainment, and sports stories. You can also pick up our newspapers every Friday at the nearest newsstand. However you get your news, the Appalachian Update has you covered.
Y'all know no one watches this, right? Shh.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
It's time to get dumped.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Nice
Love
intro.
is dead.
Apparently, this is a thing. I did not know about this until this morning. There's something called cuffing season. What is this?
It's like, it comes from, it's like saying you're being handcuffed to another person, which is like, I don't know, but it's just saying you're tying yourself down, like, to one person, rather than, you know, like, dating around or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm going to be with this person for at least a few months, kind
You're
of thing.
claiming them.
Yeah, yeah.
You're claiming.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Nice vocab word there.
But okay, wait, what are you saying about before Thanksgiving? Because I've always heard it that it's, that it starts when it's like too cold to do anything outside. People start getting bored. And then so it's like around this time is when cuffing season starts. And then it goes through the holidays because people want to have someone to like either bring home to their family or an answer when people are like, hey, are you in a relationship? Like, do you have a boy yet?
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah.
That awkward question at the dinner table.
Yep. And so then you don't have to say no. You'll be like, yes, yes, this time.
Yes.
But and then it usually ends about after Valentine's Day because then it starts getting warmer and then you don't really need you're feeling independent kind of
Sometimes
thing.
it doesn't like actually end after Valentine's Day. That would suck. Like if there's like an expiration day on it. Just,
Expiration day.
Yeah.
Like February 15th. Hey.
Yep,
meaning
we're
to tell
done.
you, we're done. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
It looks like it's just the phenomena of the timing. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, right before New Year's. When people get into these new relationships,
Wow, I didn't think about New Year's. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also a big reason.
Yeah, no, people want,
it says that people just get they feel a little rushed into it, and they want to have that time cut off before this really busy season happens, right? And they have a fresh start once New Year's rolls around.
Oh.
So that's different than what I was saying, though.
Yeah.
But that's interesting to think about. But I think that's when people, like all the Christmas songs and stuff, that's when you get like really emotional, like you're just like,
It's a
I'm so
romantic
lonely,
holiday.
you know, like and so then it's like, oh, I'm so lonely, blah blah.
You
Even
wanna
though you're like
snuggle with
fine.
somebody else instead of like by yourself, I guess. You know.
All I want for Christmas is somebody.
Or like Blue Christmas,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I can see that. But that's a way more rational way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But what was your way again? So what was your thought of why people do it?
No, well, at least that's just what a lot of the articles I have read about it say, is that it's around this time that people get into those serious relationships, that they're wanting those. And then it usually goes throughout the holidays because they want someone serious and like stable, you know, so they can have someone for the holidays.
Interesting.
And then, around springtime, once it starts getting like warmer and it's like you can go to the beach again and all that, that's when people want to break up because it's like, I want to be independent and single kind of
That's
thing.
crazy. That's just
I'm
people
not saying that everyone does it. It's just it seems to kind of happen that way,
Right.
and it makes sense.
just like
Yeah.
subconsciously even.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me sad. People just kind of like it's like people look at relationships as more of like a filling.
Yeah.
than-
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
and exactly, it shouldn't be that way, but it's like a lot of it tends to happen that way a lot of times. But
I feel like the problem is more of a like late 20s, early 30s people when the parents are asking, like they're nudging them, they're like, because they're going to be asking this question. But for us, I feel like it's less of a big deal.
And also, I mean, it could be just if Thanksgiving's coming around, maybe you have to bring this person to spend time with your family, and that's kind of a big milestone for a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Bringing, and then they're like, then it's just, I don't know, then it'd be the cuffing, the locking in kind of settles even more. So if people aren't 100% sure with their relationships, maybe they'll be like, let me just not risk it. Let me just cut this out.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't know about this until today.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not something that you should try to go by any means.
No. Yeah.
It's just interesting to think about because, I don't know, it makes sense.
I
But
feel like it was more like like you said, like a like 20s thing and maybe early high school. I just remember like people making jokes like, "Oh yeah, it's cuffing season, guys," and I was like, well, "I'm single braces right now, guys." So I can't really no. Just terrible times for Justin Lundy. It's fine, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like not like a lot of people really follow that, especially like our age. But I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
I feel like when we were younger, maybe like grade school, the people were like, no, I need to get out of these relationships or whatever. That would be because they don't want to think about buying presents.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to think like putting in effort.
That definitely makes sense, yeah. Or even high school relationships. They're just like, I can't deal with this.
Oh, yeah.
Presents,
100%.
I forgot. That's the thing. I'm 3 weeks into this relationship, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
well,
no.
You don't know what stage you're at. And
no. That's expensive. Okay, Black Friday, baby. Woo!
You know, honestly, if you're in a new relationship and the holidays are coming, and if you like this person, you shouldn't have to feel worried about like, oh, should I have this person meet the family? Just like go to your family and just be honest. Like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of seeing this new person.
Yeah.
Just trying to start things off. They should be able to understand. You know.
Yeah, especially if it just started. I think a lot of the appeal is that you have an answer. Wait, what? What are you laughing about now?
Nothing. I was just like, yeah, thanks for like the good advice, guys. Keep going.
No, just trying to,
Okay. Okay. No, but no, I was just saying that it's not necessarily that people want to bring people home. It's that you have an answer finally when all your relatives that you haven't seen in a whole year are like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? No, it's just nice to have an answer, but it's not necessary.
So you can have a conversation with these people.
Yeah.
What is this, Katie?
Because then it just like you're like no, and then they're like, oh, that's a shame, and you're like, I guess I don't really care. But
is this what happens like at your house or something, like on a regular like
with
holiday
extended
basis?
family sometimes, you know. No.
Oh, okay. I hope you're like don't like have any like family pressure or anything when you go home. Just wondering.
No.
Okay. Good.
Thanksgiving can be awkward like that, though.
It can.
It really can. It's usually awkward for me somehow, especially just because like my family always does different things every year. You know, because like most of our families kind of spread out.
Okay.
So we get invited with other families to like we join them together. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you're in a good relationship and you know, don't worry about it. Just like tell your folks, yeah, I'm just doing something new. Don't feel rushed because it's normal. You know, just have a good time. Enjoy your time and enjoy the holidays. Nothing to stress about.
Dovy.
You know? Yeah. All right, right on.
Yeah, man.
Listen to some country. I don't know. Do what you.
And we lost him.
Hey. Well, we'll be right back after this very short break. We're going to be talking about stuff that's just been happening in Boone this weekend and also our upcoming basketball game on the app.
What's up, guys? The A Game is here to give you highlights and updates for everything App State sports. I'm Austin Lopp.
And I'm Grace Salter, and you can catch us here every Monday at 8 p.m. giving you the best coverage for all Mountaineer sports. You'll see in-depth reporting on the sidelines, including athlete interviews and Player of the Week.
We want you to be part of the Q&A game every week. Join us on channel 23.3 on App State's campus and 198 for Spectrum customers.
Be sure to join us right here on the only App State sports show, The A Game, on App TV.
Pixel Peak is App TV's very own video game news show. Hot topic discussions, objective game reviews, and much more, all right here on Pixel Peak.
To watch, tune to any of these TV channels or watch apptv.com at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. We hope you enjoy your time at Pixel Peak.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30 here on The Academics, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. Join us on Channel 20 and 1020 for SkyBest customers, Channel 198 for Spectrum customers, and Channel 23.3 on App State's campus. We'll see you here.
So I'm the new nightly news producer. Jamie can be a little much to handle, but it's fine because I can sass him as much as I want and not get fired. Watch This Is App TV so I can go home and hang out with my cat.
Hey, shouldn't somebody mic me up? All right. Anybody?
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
It's finally Friday, which means we get a little bit of a break, a little bit of rest.
A little.
Just a little bit, but a little bit is sometimes enough, you know? And we've got some stuff happening around in Boone. So if you are looking for something to do besides studying, we've got a couple things happening, actually. Acapella Geddon is this Saturday at the Schaefer Center. You can watch acapella, like all the acapella groups in App State compete, which is really fun if you haven't been to that. We also have a
basketball game.
Yeah,
I think
with Alabama.
At Alabama.
Yeah. That's actually I think where Josh is at, like he's getting ready for right now because he's actually on the road.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Do you guys watch a lot of the basketball games here? Because I've been to one of them last semester.
It's pretty good. I went to the one like the other day. It was like the blowout against Mars Creek, something like that.
Yeah, we destroyed.
Yeah, it was like 125 to like 60
something. 125.
Wow. Yeah. They're pretty good though. It's like not as crowded or like overwhelming as like the football games, but we should start going out, support our team.
Yeah.
They really get a lot of love.
We should go. As a morning show,
we should go.
all go sit together.
Have an outing.
That'd be fun. What?
Have an outing.
Yes. And
Very cute.
hang out outside of the studio.
Yeah.
We really should. I really like the vibe because you kind of just get to sit down, you get yourself a hot dog, and you can just watch. You know what I mean? At a football game,
like
you can't really
Boston accent right there. Hot dog.
You just get yourself a hot dog. You know, you just you put some mustard on it, and you just kind of just enjoy the game. And if you're at
Every morning show, I'm just like amazed with his accents.
He's so talented.
At a football,
Wow.
Honestly.
At a football game, it's not going to be like that. You know,
No. Well, and people are still getting into it most of the time, at least at the men's ones, because I know that more people go to the men's ones than the women's ones, but people really do get into it while still being chill. Like most people still sit down. There's like a few people that are standing up and trying to get people to stand up. It's like, no, that's not going to happen, buddy. No, no.
With the smaller audience, it's kind of cool to see the parents or family members that drove up to see their kid play. Like that's kind of cool to see because you can't really see that at the football games.
One time I was at a women's basketball game and there were two people who were cheering for different teams on opposite sides of the court, right? And it was quiet enough that they could like scream at each other across the court. Like it was like a timeout it's like some kind of break. And they were like yelling, like I don't even remember. I couldn't even hear them, but they were passionately yelling about their teams or something. It was the funniest thing because that would never happen at football games because it was just too loud. Like you wouldn't
Way
be
too
able to
loud.
hear.
Yeah, that's so true.
funny. So funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's also it's a great thing to do if you have the time to support your local basketball team. I know we don't have anything in App State per se, but I mean, if you want to make that drive to Alabama and watch us go up against them, you could always do that.
Or Texas State. I think our football team's going there on Saturday, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure.
I think it's at 4.
Is at 4?
No.
Yeah, I know Zach Thomas is still out right now. I'm not sure if he's going to be back in, but we'll see.
We got Purdue on Thursday. Is that here?
It's in South Carolina.
Oh, it's in South Carolina.
Might do that trip. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Depends on
South
how
Carolina
expensive.
would be a cool place.
Wait, is this for basketball?
Basketball. Yeah.
Okay.
Purdue's like ranked number 22 in the country, so that might be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or also
I
like
bet.
really sad because it's probably like a spanking. Who knows?
Yeah.
After the Carolina Panther game last night, I don't want to see any more spankings right now.
No.
So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Purdue is the Boilermakers, right? They're trains.
The what?
They're trains. Isn't their mascot a train? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Dude,
I know nothing about Purdue.
The Boilermakers. What does that mean?
Boilermakers.
Like a train.
That's a train, a Boilermaker?
I think so.
I always think of a Boilermaker. I don't know, like a pot.
Stove.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The fighting stoves.
Yeah.
Mascot, they just like push a stove out there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just
put a smiley face on it or
yeah.
something.
Well, our mascot's literally just a mountain man. That's supposed to be us. I
He's
guess.
cute though.
He is everyone. Yosef is everyone.
Yosef's cool though. Yosef's cool, man.
Yeah,
throw his hat around.
Better. But yeah, definitely, stick around, watch out for those basketball games because I know that season's coming up pretty quick, and I know that's what
there's
Josh
a bunch
is
of home games coming up.
up to. So if you need some stuff to do, take advantage of the fact that you can go to these games for free if you're a student, and show some school spirit of all the kind. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today on the Morning App. We've had a really great show. It was awesome having Natalie here, and we'll be right back
Thank y'all.
We'll see you guys Monday.
We'd like to introduce you to App TV's original program, Pixel Peek.
Pixel Peek is a weekly news show covering the video game industry. Everything from the most recent announcements to hot topics and controversies are covered by us, your hosts.
Pixel Peek is also your home for interesting and objective game reviews and in-depth analysis of the industry's biggest names.
You can watch Pixel Peek every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on watchapptv.com or on any of these TV channels.
Thanks for stopping by, and we hope you come back to visit us here on
Pixel Peek.
Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Gates, host of The Academics. We at App TV invite you to join us Wednesday afternoons at 2:30, where we discuss diverse topics with experts concerning current events and subjects impacting students and the high country. We'll see you here.
Hello, I'm Ozzy Ostwalt, the host of Religion and Life on App TV. Join me as we discuss topics and issues surrounding all things related to religion every Sunday at 9 a.m. Tune in and join us every week for an insightful episode of Religion and Life.
I'm Annie Jones.
And I'm Faith Hatton. And I'm Natalie Broom, and we're the hosts of the Appalachian Update. Your weekly rundown of what's going on around campus, brought to you by your student-run newspaper, The Appalachian. Tune in to App TV on Spectrum, Skybest Cable, or watchapptv.com every Saturday at 1:30 to hear the latest on-campus news, arts and entertainment, and sports stories. You can also pick up our newspapers every Friday at the nearest newsstand. However you get your news, the Appalachian Update has you covered.
Y'all know no one watches this, right? Shh.